back to story time. We are so excited to be celebrating in May Asian American, Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Month, as well as mental health wellness. But tonight I'm going to continue to read celebrating our Asian American brothers and sisters with this story called Drawn Together, that's celebrating a beautiful story that's compelling and just sweet when it comes to culture. So I'm so glad you're here to join me with this. And then tomorrow we'll read just some wellness stories. Sometimes you don't need words to find common ground is the theme of this selection. So I'm going to get to talk to you a little bit about the pictures that we see in this selection as we think about what it means. And so in this story picture right here, you see a little boy going to a door, and you see a grandpa answering the door, and he says hello, waves goodbye to the parents in the car, and welcomes in the little boy into the house. So at this point, we're wondering who it might be. Perhaps it is a grandpa and a grandson. We'll just think about that right now until we find out for sure what it is. And you'll see here a very delicious bowl of soup with egg, meat, and noodles. And then down here, you'll see a hot dog, french fries, and a salad with an orange juice. And this one up here has a green tea. Then you see them sitting at the table enjoying that meal. And now we see some words. So, what's new, Grandpa? Says the boy. And Grandpa responds in a different language that I'm not sure how to read, but he does say some words in his native language, whether it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean. We're not sure at this time. So he responds in his language, he asks in English, and then they continue to have their meal. All right, let's see what happens next. Then they sit down and they're watching a movie. It looks like a dragon, a Chinese dragon actually. They look together and it looks like they're sad and they're crying a little bit. So perhaps it's a moment in the movie that is touching and emotional. And so then Grandpa says some words in his language, and then the little boy says, "Can we watch something else?" And they look to be a little sad, but they do look at each other, and they continue to watch the same movie about the dragon. Then the little boy walks away and he goes to his backpack and he pulls out some paper and some pens. As Grandpa wonders what's he doing, there's a question mark above Grandpa's head as he watches him draw. And on the paper, he draws a wizard with a wand, and Grandpa says, "Wow," with his eyes. And then Grandpa walks away, then he comes back with his own notebook and his own markers. And so he puts it down in a sketchbook next to his grandson. And the grandson says, "Right when I gave up on talking, my grandfather surprised me by revealing a world beyond words." And in a flash, let's see what happens. We see each other for the first time. So the young grandson draws himself as a sword, while Grandpa draws himself as a warrior with a lot of warrior gear that he's wearing, but Grandpa draws it in black and white. All the things we could never say come pouring out in their artwork. So you see him and you see the dragon as they start to draw and color what's in their imagination. And we build a new world that even words cannot describe. But just when we're closer than ever, that old distance comes roaring back. This time, I'm not afraid, because I know that together we can make our way across. Now, after years of searching for the right words, we find ourselves happily speechless. And there you see Grandpa together and all the beautiful artwork that they did together. And of course, he's telling the young boy, the grandson is telling the story through his eyes of what he's experienced as a young boy. And Grandpa is sharing all of his experiences, good or bad, that he's endured in his whole life. And finally, they see each other's souls and what they've endured in life so far. Then mom comes back, picks up her son, gives him a great big hug. The little grandson in the car. They say goodbye. They hold up their drawing instruments. He says goodbye. And he thinks about the next artwork that they're going to put together. Wow, that's a beautiful story. The connection between a grandfather and a grandson. And again, Drawn Together is the name of this story as we celebrate Asian American, Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander. Thanks so much for being with me here tonight. I'm Superintendent Galvan with the Greenfield Union School District, wishing you sending a great big bear hug from our family to yours.